Guys, it's Tavy. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do the 2021-2022 competition hair and makeup. So for the hair, for starters, you're going to need to straighten your whole head. Even if you have straight hair, please use a straightening iron. It just gets out the little waves and everything, and it makes it look much cleaner on stage. Along with the straightening iron, you're going to need a hairspray. I have a little rock your hair one here. You can use whatever brand you like. You're going to need a rat tail comb. I like to use a claw clip just to hold back any other sections, and then some hair ties and a hairbrush. So first off, I would just like to say, if you hear any random snorting, I do have my dogs in the room, so that's why. But to start, I like to spray the front section. Because we're doing a braid, it's a little bit harder to make sure it stays while you're tumbling and everything. So I like to just give it a little spray before I do anything. And then we're just gonna brush this out. And this is just gonna give the hair a little bit more grip, so that way when you go to braid it, it doesn't just fall apart as you do it. So from here, I'm just gonna brush it out. Awesome. And then the next thing we wanna do is section out the top part of the braid. So this here, we're taking the braid from the left side of our head over to the right and then wrapping it back into the ponytail. So to get the right part and the right area for it, you want to take the comb to from the corner of your eye to your eyebrow and then follow it up from there. And you always want to do it on a diagonal so it makes your life a lot easier as you go to braid it. So then from here, I'm just going to comb front section over. And then I have a very deep early 2000s side part going on here. So from there, I like to do about 2 to 3 fingers length for my braid. So today I'll go for a little thicker one, and let's do 3 from the hairline. And then you're just gonna take your comb and make a new part going down to your ear from there. And then I'm just gonna throw this little section into my claw clip, and then grab one of my hair ties and just pull the rest back so it doesn't get in my way while we're trying to braid the top section. So then you look something like this. All right, so to start the braid, we're doing a French braid, not a Dutch braid. So that means that as we're wrapping the braid, we're gonna wrap every section on top of each other rather than under each other. So I like to start, I do a nice little slim section. And now the first couple of braids or like loop overs I'm gonna do, I don't actually want them to be a French braid yet. Sorry, I got all my little wispies over here. So I'm just gonna start it out with a regular braid. And if you guys see me looking over to the side, I just have a mirror over here. So I'm just gonna start it out with a little French braid. So everything's wrapping on top of each other. And then once I get to the third part with each section, I'm gonna start from the front and just take a very small little piece there and pull it back in, add it to the other section that we already did. So then we have that over, and then do the same thing from the back. So it's a little tedious when you're at the front part because obviously the hair is a lot thinner and you have a lot less to work with, so it's a little bit harder. But once you get it started, it really just flies through. So again, from the back now, I'm taking another small section, adding it to the one I already have, and then just pulling it over that. And then I like to smooth them out as I go, so that way you don't have a whole bunch of bumps running along the top of your head too. And then you're just gonna repeat that all the way down your head. So now I finished the braid, and as you do the end little part of it, you wanna try to pull it up, so that way when you go to actually put it into the ponytail, it'll lay flat across your head instead of doing like a little bump around type of thing. So I just secured that with a hair tie, and then we can take down that back pony. Now, I like to try to fluff up the braid a little bit, so I just kind of pull out some of the top sections to give it a little bit more like volume on the head. I don't know if that makes sense, but you can kind of see what I did there, just to kind of poof it up a little bit. Then I am going to spray back my wispies before I put it into my pony. So I'm gonna pull this side of my hair up, give it a little spray, take my rat tail comb, and then just follow through with the edges to kind of comb it up and back. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. So once again, I just pull the hair up, give it a little spray, and then brush it up and back. Trying not to brush the braid, obviously. All right, so once you do that, I like to do my first pony with my braid in it, and then I kind of mess around with it to do the second one. So I'm just gonna flip my head over, throw it up to a pony, and then I'll be right back. So as you guys can see, I just threw it up into a ponytail, and I'm not loving the height of this one. I feel like it's a little too low on my head. So after I spray for the wispies, I'm actually gonna put it a little bit higher so it hits more like 2 fingers behind the braid rather than a whole hand. But before we do that, I'm gonna lift up the actual pony part of it and then just spray the entire base with the hairspray. And then from there, taking your rat tail comb, same type of thing, just brush up the wispies and try to make as little bumps in that ponytail as possible. So again, I'm just kind of combing it up. And then it does look a little funky and it makes you gives you this little bubble around the ponytail. That's okay. And then my braid is still tied off. I haven't untied that yet. So I'm gonna flip my head back over, do another pony, and then I'll see you guys then. So now that I have the ponytail in a better spot, and I just used 2 hair ties to double secure it, I'm gonna pull the hair tie out of my braid and then just take out the braid up until the pony point. And now I have a lot of hair, so when I compete, I like to use 3 hair ties. But if you guys have thinner hair, don't feel like you need to use all 3 of them for your ponytail. So I'm just gonna throw on one more. And then the last step for the hair is a slight tease. So we don't want to go back to the 2016 days where our hair looked like it got caught in a ceiling fan and it was huge, but we don't want it to just look totally flat too because we have the braid in the front. So what I'm going to do for this is go back to my handy dandy rat tail comb and my little claw clip, and I'm just going to start by taking the bottom 1/4 of my ponytail in a section kind of like that. So the 3/4 are on top, bottom 1/4 here, and then I'm just gonna use my claw clip and clip away the hair that I'm not working with so it doesn't get in my way. Now with that bottom 1/4, I'm just gonna comb it out real quick. And then this is the part too where you really wanna make sure that all your ends are straight because it's really gonna show on stage. So then from here, I'm just gonna back comb it, which means I'm just gonna take the comb and then pull it down a little bit to give it a little bit of body. Perfect. And then the bottom section can look pretty messy because it's going to be covered by the other sections. So then I just have a little poofy base, and you can see already it gave my pony a little bit more height, but it's not crazy. And then I'm just going to do the same thing. So I'm going to take another 4th section from my ponytail. And then now that I'm working with a little bit less hair, I don't feel I need to clip it as much. So I'm just gonna back comb that little part here. Sorry about my camera, it's on this little thing and it's confused because my hair's in front of my face. So then I'm just gonna do one last section like that. And then for good measures, let's just throw a little hairspray in that rat's nest. Perfect. So for the top section, especially since we're doing a light tease, it's really less about back combing it and more about giving it just a little base to flail out on. So I'm literally just gonna do the baby's little back comb and I'm gonna smooth it over in the front. And now you can still see some of the tease underneath it. So that's where I love the rat comb for, because I'm just gonna smooth it over like this. Smooth that top section over the bottom. And then same on this side. And then we have our nice little light teased ponytail. So this is the 2021-2022 comp hair. Obviously, once we have our hairpiece, your hairpiece will go on top of this. I usually put in the hairpiece before I tease, but since I don't have one today, I just went for the tease. So yeah, please let me know if you have any questions. I'm in the gym on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then you can reach me at any time. So yeah,